And we are live. Let me make sure my volume is up. Bring y'all a little bit closer. Waiting for people to enter the chat. This is a new thing for me. I actually have stuff to talk about in this live stream today. I even wore an appropriate shirt. It says, "Thou shalt not try me." Mood 24/7. Whew, that is what we are going to get into as soon as more people come in the room. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get in, get settled. Whew. Hope everyone has had a good evening. Whew. Got a lot I want to share today. Some of you may know what's going on. Some of you might not. So we're just going to wait till people say hello. Pacific Standard Time might be too early for some people, even though that's 9 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock Central. So I figured shifting it an hour later, just want to see if it makes any difference, because I hear people telling me that they keep missing my lives. So I wanted to give more people a chance to come through, say hi, spend some time with us. So let's see how it goes. Let me know how you're doing out there. Let me know how your week has been. I know this week has been pretty chill for me work-wise, but that's because everybody that I support at my job has been hella busy. So they really haven't had time to ask me for a lot of things. And I actually talked to one of my bosses before signing off of work today. And I said that I know that she and the other person that I support, along with the rest of the team, everybody's been burning the candle at both ends. So I just want to send them well wishes. And I told them to make sure that they got some rest this weekend, because the whole thing with the pandemic, thank you. That means a lot to me. I try. I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. So I'm very, I really, really appreciate that. But yeah, the pandemic has been, have I picked up any new hobbies? Two, I've started dancing again, like actually taking the time to choreograph dances, but it's just too much of a hassle. I've started journaling again. I've actually delved more into my spiritual practice. I'm a Buddhist, so I've let that fall by the wayside, but I've started meditating and chanting. Cooking has been something that I love to do. And I hope that when I do go back to work, I think I go back to work. My work is kind of close quarters, so I'm not going to feel comfortable being there knowing that there's nothing, there's no vaccine. So, and I live with 2 high-risk individuals. So, I mean, and they're essential, so they're going out every day. So AJ, who most of you know, is here, but he is in the room gaming. So he'll more than likely join us later. But this is for us. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to talk about it a little bit on my Twitter. Not a little bit. I definitely talked about it on Twitter, but I didn't go into detail. And for those of you who don't know about Pancakes, she has dubbed herself protector of the apartment. So any following me for actually any amount of time, you'll see that I have grown in the last few months. And I went from like 236 subscribers to 2,000 off of the video that I made about Trisha Paytas. And I feel that with that growth comes a responsibility to continue to create, because obviously there are people that enjoy watching me. There are people who enjoy what I say. So I didn't want to just make that video and then be like, well, I got the 1,000 subscribers. I got however many watch time minutes I needed off that one video, got monetized, and that's it. That's all. No. And honestly, creating content has been helping me through all of this. Coming onto these lives and talking directly with you all and interacting with y'all has really been helping me through quarantine, lockdown, isolation, whatever you want to call it. So I'm insanely glad that that happened. It was unfortunate for me because I'm a basic YouTuber. Like, I'm filming on my laptop. I'm using Windows Movie Maker, which you can't even download anymore. I just ordered a ring light to start help with the lighting in here and things like that. So I want to continue to create. So I ask on my platforms, hey, what do you guys want to see from me? And the consensus has been the same. People are like, just be yourself. And I've actually gotten quite a few messages from the universe saying that you will succeed when you do not become like other people. Actually, my horoscope said that. It's like, you will find success by not becoming others. Like, there are people on this platform, Trisha Paytas, the Paul brothers, who continually do more and more outrageous things in order to keep eyes and bring new eyes onto their channel. And I don't want to do that. I want to grow organically. I really want to create a connection with my audience and have you guys know that I want to be that person. What you see is what you get from me. Like, if you met me on the street, you're exactly who you portray yourself to be online. And that's the truth. Like, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweet my actual thoughts. Like, I don't try to curate it so that I'm professional or anything like that. I'm sitting here without makeup, without a wig on, because I'm comfortable, and I'm comfortable enough putting that out there because I'm not insecure about those things. So what happened yesterday was, my friends and followers know the type of people that I love, the things that I'm into. And I really just wanted to put that out there. Like, I tweet a lot of stream of consciousness stuff. Like, if I'm thinking about something, I'm going to put it out there. Like, I'm very much let me run it up the flagpole and see who salutes it. Let me throw this piece of spaghetti against the wall and see if it sticks. And I tweeted and I put on Facebook, I want to talk about the 3 times, because people are really enjoying story times. So I was like, I really want to create a story time video about the 3 times that I almost met Henry Cavill. There were instances in New York City, where I used to live, where Henry was in the city. And had I just done certain things differently, I might have already met him, but I have not. The universe had other plans. So I wanted to share those. I wanted to share those stories with you. And one of my friends decided that that wasn't a good idea and didn't hold back in telling me so. And the funny thing was that this person had never come to me with any other ideas. It was like, nobody's going to watch an almost hour-long video about how you almost met somebody. And I'm like, are you subscribed to my channel? Do you know the kind of content I create? And he was like, that's not how you're going to get up. That's not how you got all the subscribers. And I was like, no, I got all of those subscribers for clapping back at Trisha Paytas. And I feel like I'm steadily losing subscribers. One, because of quarantine. And I've seen a lot of other people talk about how they're losing subscribers. Bigger channels, much bigger channels, are like they're losing tens and hundreds of subscribers daily because of quarantine. And I think a lot of that has to be like inactive accounts. And YouTube does this thing where if people don't interact with your channel, you'll be unsubscribed. Like, I've seen that happen where it's like, I'm not getting notifications for this particular channel, and I know I'm subscribed, and then I'll go to the channel and see I've been unsubscribed. It's like, oh, because I didn't comment, because I didn't like what's the tea? So I'm trying not to take it personally. I'm hoping. I've asked for suggestions for content. This person had never said anything before. And to say that nobody wants to watch a video like that. You know, it shows that he's not paying attention. I'm like, you're not subscribed. You have never commented on anything. Even when I post on Facebook about the types of videos, I think the thing that really got me was the fact that I had asked so many times, like, for content ideas. And then all of a sudden he was like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And he's like, I've got so many ideas for content. I was like, then where the hell were you? And it started off like towards the middle of that conversation, or the back and forth, where it was like he was throwing out ideas for me to do stuff about Chris Evans, which is fine, but it's like, do you just not want me to talk about Henry Cavill, or what is the deal? Like, what is really the truth? And yeah, it was completely rude to him. And I was like, there are still women out here who I have on my, that could be something fun. And like, I have met other celebrities, so I can kick-ass idea. For him to shoot it down when he had never said anything about anything on my channel before was just shocking to me. So I spent the rest of yesterday absolutely annoyed. And I remembered a quote by Stan Lee. Hi, Tanya. Oh, please be safe. I love you too. I remembered a quote by Stan Lee where he said, if you have an idea that you think is truly good, never let an idiot talk you out of doing what you want to do. Because, and he said this when he did a commencement speech, he was talking about how when he came up with the idea of Spider-Man and he took it to his publisher, and the publisher gave him all of these reasons why Spider-Man wouldn't work. He was like, people hate spiders, so you can't give him spider powers. He's like, you can't make him a teenager because teenagers can only be sidekicks. You can't give him personal problems because he's supposed to be a hero, when who's ever heard of a hero having problems? And all of these, things where he was just like, this is a horrible idea. We're not going to do this. So what ended up happening was they were on their last print of the last issue of this particular magazine, and he snuck Spider-Man in there, and that issue blew up. Like, people were buying it left and right. And so his publisher ran in and he's like, do you remember that character that we both really loved? Why don't we give him his own series? And so he was like, I knew that idea was good. And the rest of the quote was like, I really feel that you do your best work when you are doing it the only way that you know how to do it. And you're doing it the way that you feel at 13. And it's like, if I have loved Henry Cavill since 2013, and I was so close to meeting him 3 times in the last few years, and I'm sharing that excitement and still hoping that the universe will find some way for me to meet my faves, I don't see how that's a bad thing. And I truly don't care if it doesn't get 1,000 views, if it doesn't get 2,000 views. Like, if that video doesn't blow up, like, I've done videos that people have asked me to create and they've only gotten 40, 50, 60, 70 views. So on the flip side of that video could be the one. Everything in life involves some level of risk. And I can make that video every time I post a video, especially the last few. I know that just being on YouTube is a risk because you open yourself up to criticism. I could be sitting here, like, remember some of you that are in this live right now, before I set up moderators, where I just had trolls in here and they kept coming at me. Like, that's a risk. Sitting here with no makeup on and my hair not done, that's a risk. People could pick at me about that. Just having any type of, oh, hey, sweetheart. Oh, I love you too. Just having any sort of presence on social media involves a level of risk, period. And I'm willing to take that risk because I enjoy this. It's helping my sanity and I have a mission. You know, whether it's just to sit and entertain, whether it's to speak out on certain issues, whether it's to inform and instruct, like people have asked me for makeup tutorials. I'm going to the post office tomorrow to get my microphone, my ring light, and my makeup mirror so I can sit down and teach you, the people who have asked, like basic makeup application. You know, and that video might not, because a lot of people aren't really watching beauty content right now. So that video might not get a lot of views, but who knows? Do I hope to make some sort of substantial supplemental income? Yes, but this is for fun. This is a creative outlet. This is a platform that I've chosen to build for myself. And however I choose to, so you can watch what types of videos are the most popular, what types of videos get the most interaction, things like that. And you can weigh and kind of let that influence the type of content you create. Or you can choose to ignore it. Like, everything is about choice. If I'm sitting here, I mean, I could easily do what Trisha Paytas does. I could sit here and be controversial and talk out of my ass about things I know nothing about. I could sit here and be offensive. There's a whole litany of things that I could do that would get eyes on my channel. But I choose to be who I am. And part of who I am is a stan of certain men in Hollywood. And sharing my excitement and disappointment about not meeting a certain person when I was so close 3 times. That's part of who I am. That's part of my story. So why not? Why would that be a bad thing? You know, if you don't want to watch it, that's one thing. You don't have to. But I really think it's shitty to sit there and completely crap on an idea that's not going to hurt anybody. An idea from a friend, somebody that you consider a friend, and somebody who is doing something that you're not. So, and like I said, AJ said I should make a whole video about this. I may, in the coming week, about, because I've seen this a lot as I've chosen to live in my truth and be exactly who I am, live authentically and unapologetically. I'm seeing that people love to tell other people what they couldn't do, what they shouldn't do, and what they wouldn't do. And every time that has happened to me, not only have I done it, but I have gone above and beyond. Some of that has been through my own hard work, and a lot of that has been through luck and the blessings of the universe. Like, I had my mother loved to do that. And she said that she did that because she figured out that that was how I was motivated. Where it's like, if I tell you you can't do something, that makes you want to prove me wrong. And then you do it and you pass with flying colors. That's what she did to me when I was in school. She told me that I could not graduate high school with honors. I busted my ass my senior year of high school and graduated cum laude. I got my 1 honor cord. I was so proud of myself. When I announced that I was serious about moving to California, I had friends tell me straight up, you know you're never going to move to California. Just stop. It's like, I'll believe you're going to move to California. I'm working my dream job. I manifested the job that I've dreamt about since my job in New York became toxic. You know, I sat at that desk and I was like, I want a job where I can work from home. I have that. I've been working from home since March 16th. I said, I want a job where I can actually grow in the company. Not only does my job offer tuition reimbursement, where basically I won't have to pay for school as long as I pass the classes, I can use that degree in the department that I'm working in. I said to the universe, I want a boss that inspires me to do my best work. And I have 3 of them. I have 3 bosses who want nothing but for me to succeed. They know my goals. They've included me in so many meetings. Oh, hi, Natalia. No, it's fine, girl. I'm just getting started to see me succeed. So, and I moved out here with no job. I found a job within 2 months of within a month of being here. So I love you too. People like to project their own fears and insecurities on others by saying, no, don't do that. You shouldn't do that. Yeah. Yeah. And it's sad, because I know there are people who genuinely are afraid because certain places that they've lived, that's the only place they've lived. That's all they know. And they do not want to move anywhere else because they're afraid to start over. They're just afraid. And they will tell people, no, you shouldn't leave. And it's like, I'm gone. And, I'm mad at myself for not taking more opportunity. Well, because I didn't have a car. I don't have a car. But you best believe that once I do get a car, I will live it up in LA as much as possible once outside is open again. And so to have this person say, no, don't make that video. That's not what you should be doing. Why? Because you can't sit and talk to a camera about something you're excited about. There was a good thing that yeah, no, Natalia, I can only imagine the dragging because you are so gifted in your takedowns of people and reading people for filth. That's why it's one of the many reasons I'm glad you're in my life. Because of the epic takedowns that you've done on my page alone. But, some good did come out of that ridiculous conversation. Because he mentioned creating content around my love of Chris Evans. So I remembered that Chris Evans had said in an interview that nobody watches his good movies. And he doesn't want to only be known for his role as Captain America. So I went on his IMDb, and because I knew some movies. I have some of his movies that aren't MCU movies. At one point I had Not Another Teen Movie. I have The Losers. I have Snowpiercer, but I've never been able to bring myself to watch it. And I watched one of his movies that I think came out either the year before or the same year as Captain America: The First Avenger. And so I was like, hey, Chris says that nobody watches the good movies he does. So why don't I, since I do love movies and I love talking about movies, I actually used to do that on my Grown Geek Girl channel where I would watch comic book movies and give my reviews on them. So I was like, so why don't I sit down and create a series on my channel where I watch Chris Evans's non-MCU films and give my thoughts on them in order to maybe possibly expose more people to his films, because Chris Evans is a fantastic actor. He has range. And, your girl doesn't just stand pretty boys out here in these streets. Okay, we stand talent in this house. And I've seen Chris on Broadway. And I will wrap that into, because he was in The Hero. And that was a damn good show. Yes, I have seen the pictures. I actually follow the girl that created those, and she met him at a Comic-Con, and he loves those. He loves the pictures of him with the acrylic nails because he was like, I never knew I held my hand like this. And the fact that he knows to call them acrylics, I love that man so much. But are they going to be like reaction videos? I don't think so. I think it's because I'm such a rudimentary YouTuber. I wish I could insert clips if I could figure out how to do that. Maybe once I get, once I start making money from the channel and can start invest in Final Cut Pro then maybe because it's going to take me, if I do one movie a week, there's at least 20 plus films. I think I counted, not counting, if I left off, he was Johnny Storm in 2 Fantastic Four movies. And I was debating on, I was originally going to include those. AJ said maybe I shouldn't because they are Marvel characters. I still want to watch them because I've never seen the first Fantastic Four movie. I saw the second one. I saw Rise of the Silver Surfer. And there's a funny story that goes with that. And that's why I want to review that one. So, and also, who knows? You know, I didn't expect my Trisha Paytas video to blow up because I was just the girl who was sitting there with 200 something subscribers who decided to call her out on her bullshit. And all of a sudden people were like, yes, girl. So who knows? Who knows? Maybe these videos would get enough of a reaction and they might get to Chris and I could get that Skype call. Who knows? Who knows? It's just something. It's something that I love. And who knows what could happen with it? It's content for my channel. And it's not like I'm not running out of my ideas. I still have videos that I need to do for topics that people have asked me to speak on. So I really just think it's fun. And I love watching movies. Like, what else am I going to do right now? You know, I don't have a car. So my weekends are spent inside. So why not spend the weekend watching a movie of my husband that stars my husband in my head and, you know, and then talk about the movie. Because once I announced that on Twitter, when I was like, I think I'm going to start this series, people would be like, I would love to hear your thoughts about this movie. I think it was Snowpiercer. And I'm like, I have not seen clip. Again, I own that movie, but I can't bring myself to watch it because I've heard that it's really bleak. And there's a line that Chris says that one of my friends on Twitter tweeted about, and then she started torturing me with it. I think there was a line where he was like, I knew babies tasted best. I'm like, I don't want to see Chris Evans with a baby's arm in to his lips getting ready to bite that. Like, I don't know if my heart could take that. But
what if he says babies taste the best and then he starts calling you baby?
You're dirty, sir. That was Anthony Wan. So, oh my goodness. Can you imagine if I got that Skype call? Oh my God. I would have to like ask him if I could film it because I was like, because that would definitely be a pics or it didn't happen situation. Because I could be like one of these cloud chasers, be like, oh my God, guess who has my number? Actually, my dream was, and please let him never see this video. My dream was because Chris has a house in the Hollywood Hills and he also has a house in Boston where he grew up. And that's where he and his brother Scott are quarantined right now. But Scott lives in LA full time because Scott is also an actor. And my dream was to go to West Hollywood with Anthony Wan and 1, to rebuild my harem, 2, to inadvertently find Scott and make him my friend and make him fall in love with me and be like, you know what? You're perfect for my brother. I want some chocolated nieces and nephews. You're coming to Boston with us for Thanksgiving. But, you know, we're going to start with the movies. We're going to start with the movies and I can talk and gas him up and all of those good things. But so I'm excited for that series. Like I said, if I do one movie a week, it'll be 23 movies. If I include TMNT, which is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie that was animated, computer animated, and Chris did the voice of Casey Jones. It'll be 24 movies. And I do plan to watch Defending Jacob and give my thoughts on that. But I'm trying to wait until Sako. Hey, sweetheart. She caught alive. But I'm trying to wait till all of those episodes are, because we don't have, but Corey, our roommate, has Apple Plus. So I want to, that is a good question. I will get to that in a second. And I might get trashed for it. But Natalia and I have had that conversation about Henry, so we'll get to it. But I want to wait till all of the episodes of Defending Jacob are available and then binge watch it. That's 8 hours, so that's an entire workday. I might have to do it over 2 weekends. I don't know if I can take it. But if I had to choose Chris or Henry, Chris. And let me tell you why. So he's not an idiot, okay? And what I mean is that Henry seems to keep saying things that make me think he's a dumbass. Okay, so do you all remember when there was that whole hashtag Oscars so white, where it was like all of like the best actor nominees were white men, and we were like, what's tea? Like, why is this a thing? Yes, I'll watch the Scott Pilgrim movie, but I already put it on my list. But
I didn't say anything yet. I've just been sitting here enjoying my cookies.
I think I'd like a cookie.
Would you like a cookie?
I would like a cookie. But when that Oscars So White happened, somebody asked, and that was the year that Henry was actually presenting at the Oscars, and somebody asked him his thoughts on it, and he was like, yeah, but if you put all Black people on the voting board, like, wouldn't that also be racist? I'm like, sir, nobody is asking you to go from an all-white panel to an all-Black. We're asking for diversity. We're asking for more women on the panel. We're asking for younger, some fresh minds to bounce people's ideas off. What are you saying? And then, like, the fact that he decided at his big age of 33 to date a 19-year-old, I still haven't really gotten over that. And then his whole response to, yes, he did. Yes, he did. And then his whole response to a question when he was promoting Mission Impossible 6 to Me Too. Natalia and I had an in-depth conversation about it because I was so bothered. Because he was like, this is why I date women that I already know, because I'm afraid that I'll be called a rapist if I try to approach a woman. It's like, I believe women should be pursued, but there's so many rules in place. And, men should give chase. And, I don't want people to come to me like, oh, why didn't you persist anymore with her? He's like, oh, because I didn't want to be called a rapist. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And here's the funny thing. And I know she was in the room. Henry's manager is a woman, not just any woman. She is also the manager and the ex-wife of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. She is basically the reason Henry still has a career. And I know she was in the room when he was saying that. I was like, could you not, like, when you heard him speaking stupid, you couldn't have been like, Henry, we gotta go, wrap this shit up. And what made me even more mad is that he didn't even release his own apology when he saw the backlash. Danny Garcia, his manager, put it on her page. She put it on her Instagram. And I'm like, but Henry was out in these streets promoting Mission Impossible 6 all up and through his Instagram stories, but he can't look in the camera and be like, hey, this is not...
It was an impossible mission.
Well, this is not what I meant. Like, I didn't mean to come off as an idiot. Like, it makes me feel, even though he lived in LA for a time, he lived in LA right around the time that he got the role in The Tudors. He lived in LA, and it was like, it makes me feel like he doesn't have friends that don't look like him. When we were talking about it, me and Natalia, it was like, he lives a very privileged life. His father was a stockbroker. His mother was a stay-at-home mom. She was able to stay home and raise 5 boys.
Of his films, and I found that he was in a place of lack.
Of talent. But I mean, I love him. But that's one of the reasons I feel like weird about watching his films, because he's one of those actors that I'm starting to see that plays the exact same character in every film. And I'm just like, what? Like, the reason... so let's get into why I love Chris. Henry who? Henry Cavill.
Them chesticles.
Henry Cavill. He plays Superman in the DC Extended Universe. And he is currently Geralt in The Witcher on Netflix. So another stoic, stone-faced character. He just hero.
Reviews.
God. But let's get into why I love Chris. Because Chris does seem like a sweetie. His mom's a feminist, and as is he. So let me give you an example. Chris and Jeremy Renner, when they were promoting, I think it was Age of Ultron, they got into, it was Age of Ultron, because that was the movie where you started seeing the Black Widow Hulk relationship. And an interviewer
Princess
asked her, can we cover that up? Because that's...
Yeah.
So...
Get out of there. Go shoot.
An interviewer asked Chris and Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye, they asked him they asked them about like Black Widow and her character in the comics being with so many people within the Avengers team. And Jeremy Renner called her a hoe. And Chris laughed at that. And so the backlash was swift. Jeremy Renner was out in these streets like, I don't know why it's a problem. We were calling the character a hoe, not Scarlett Johansson. You're like, no, but you see, it's a female character. Like, he just couldn't get it. He kept doubling down. Chris, on the other hand, was like, y'all, this was wrong. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I never want somebody to think that I am that type of person with that type of mindset. So I was like, there, right there. So that shows strength of character to me, because he could have done the exact same thing and been like, I don't see what the problem is. We weren't calling Scarlett a hoe. We were calling the character a hoe, but whatever. It's like, we're going to slut shame characters, and it should be okay because they don't really, whatever. Yeah, he took responsibility. Another glaring difference between Henry and Chris actually loves the craft.
Singles.
He loves... Sorry.
No, you're not.
I am.
You enjoy hitting me. Abuse.
Jeremy has been having some problems too, though, in regards to his divorce and stuff, where he's showing some... Oh, I didn't know he was getting divorced. See? Interesting. But see, Chris actually loves to act. He enjoys the honest answer, and I'm going to get flamed for it, but the money is nice. Like, I'm on these long flights, and it's obviously better to fly first class. It's like, sir, really?
No, you have to do it with the British accent. You have to say what he said with the British accent.
I don't want to bastardize it right now.
Do it.
No, because...
For the views.
And it's like, and then you have...
I did it for the money.
And then you have Chris, who was asked about his rumored role in Little Shop, and they were asking him, like, why, like, did you do it because you love musical theater? And he's like, no, I'm doing this movie because I love acting. I just want to act.
Now, can he sing?
So here, another glaring difference. Henry was asked, do y'all remember that thing? You don't really hear about it too much, but that Omaze type of thing where it's like you donate $10 and you're entered into like some sort of sweepstakes to meet whatever star is running the campaign. So Henry participated, and I donated. Obviously I didn't meet him, but it was like helicopter. This was when Batman v Superman was coming out, and they were like, we're going to take a helicopter ride over New York City, and you get to ask me whatever you want. And somebody asked him if he was ever interested in doing theater, and he was like, no, I have no interest at this time. However, the minute Chris got a break from playing Captain America, he's like, let me go to Broadway. He was like, I've got a few months. I'm going to go do a show on Broadway. And he was great. Like, when I do my Scott Pilgrim review, I'm going to give a mini review of Lobby Hero. And I find it funny that I saw that show after my breakup. Thanks to my best friend at work, Angel. But I'm
not the only best friend. I'm on reserve.
No, Angel was my best friend at work. You were my best friend overall.
Oh boy, yeah, Angel. I'm sorry.
But like there's so many differences. Like, I feel like I forgot who I had this conversation with. I feel like, okay, here we go. So again, Chris Henry, when he was 33, dated a 19-year-old whom he just met in a pub. And he had actually, before I saw that they were dating, he had done an interview where he was being sarcastic, that dry British humor, where he was just like, oh, I want a girl who will be able to, pick up and go when I need her to go. And I want a girl who's, ready to be by my side and help me with whatever I want. No, I'm just kidding. I want an independent woman who's doing her own thing. You're 33 dating a 19-year-old. Why? What do you have in your 30? Really? I have a crush on a YouTuber who just turned 20 in January. I'm 18 years older than him. If I met him, like as adorable as he is,
Excuse me.
and I've already warned them about pancakes.
I'm about to cook a hot dog.
As adorable as he is, I would never be like,
Come here. No, don't hide behind Auntie. Get over here. Come here.
What's going on back there?
This thing won't stop growling and barking at leaves and people and wind currents from Russia that happen to breeze past our window. Say you're sorry to the people. I heard that.
So it's like 10-year-old.
That is
And-
somebody's child.
And so I asked my friend John, I was like, what is a 30-year-old man doing with a 19-year-old? He was like,
Getting her milk at the bar.
well, in London, they can drink.
Oh,
In the UK,
yeah.
the drinking age. I really think that knowing who I am, I'd be way too independent for Henry Cavill.
Mhm.
I don't think that it's like if I
She'd be like, Biscotti, please.
like if he was off to do a movie and he asked me to go with him and I was working in my own career, like, babe, I can go next. I feel like he wouldn't know how to do that. And I think it's because that's how his parents' dynamic was. Like, she was a stay-at-home mom and his father went out and did all of the things. So, and I don't think he's had a lot of female input in his life because all he had was his mom, and he's got his dad and 4 brothers. So I also think he's feeling a certain type of way because he has 2 older brothers and 3 older brothers and a brother behind. So it's Piers, Simon, Nick, Henry, and then younger brother Charles, who I also follow on Instagram. He is a doll. And all of them are married with children. Henry's just over here like, I single as a Pringle. What do I do? So he posted that on Instagram on Valentine's Day. He's like, if you're a single Pringle like myself, I'm like, yes, all you have is your dog. But then Chris, somebody asked him when he was promoting Endgame what kind of woman he liked. And he was like, I need a woman who has her own thing going on. I don't want somebody who's just going to absorb my life and my lifestyle because I like doing things on my own. Like, one of my favorite things is to go camping with my dog in the woods on some random weekend. And I'm sitting here like, I'm right here. Like me, he'd be like, babe, I'm going to go camping this weekend. All right, get the fuck out. Like, I'll call AJ. We'll go to the club. I do not care.
We can go shopping.
Something. We can go get karaoke. We can play.
Yes.
We can play the Wii, the Switch. I will find ways to occupy my time. I don't need to be up Chris. And that'd be like the easiest way to lose him was for me to be like clingy and up his ass. Like, can you please? No, I can't be without you for 30 minutes. Exactly. I feel like it'd be like if I didn't see him for a week because we both had different things going on in his careers, he'd be like, all right, let's make a plan to see each other on this day. And then I'll see you then. Like, I still feel bad about him and Jenny Slate. Like, she's married now and happy, but I know media and social input put a stress. Well, actually, she said that that was part of it. She was like, she hated the fact that, I don't know how that would work if he and I were in a relationship because I put my shit out there. Like, I would have to work with him and be like, okay, can I say we're going on vacation? Like, you don't have to be on my Instagram, but can I say I'm going on vacation with Mabuski? Like, but she said she hated the fact that they would be out even if they were in a social setting, like I think they went to a friend's wedding and like women would come up to her and tell her how hot Chris was, and she was like, yeah, but she hated the fact she wants to live her life. She's like, I'm gonna go do my movies and then go home and be able to go to the grocery store. And she's like, I can't do that if I'm with somebody high profile. And like they tried twice. And what I find interesting is like they broke up a few weeks after I broke up with my boyfriend, and I was like, what are you trying to say, universe? And I've said it on live streams before, I really think it's unfair that the men I love want the same things I want out of life, and yet they're being kept from me. They want to be husbands and fathers. I want to be
a husband and father.
I want to be a wife and a mother. It's just not, it's not, give me what I requested. I'm sure it's difficult in relationships, fame, and social media. Yeah, but there are people who make it work. There are a lot of famous people who've been married for eons, and they're just like, yeah, this is just what we do. But the difference, like the main difference, like I say it all the time, my Aries foolishness would probably grate on Chris's Gemini sensibilities daily.
Like?
Well, like Chris and I, the way because I'm talking like I know him.
Well, yeah, he's coming over later for tea.
That'd be Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Scott wants all the tea.
Scott's coming over for tea. And I think Chris is just coming over for the chocolate cake.
Please.
Sprinkles!
Please, God, never let him see this live stream.
Heavily frosted.
But like y'all know me. I'm an extrovert. Like I'm out there. I'm loud. I'm boisterous. I'm impulsive. I'm in your face. Like I'm a lot. And I'm nothing like the women he's been with. Like Jessica Biel, very much a homebody.
The skinny girl with the bow and arrow.
Tell them that story. Okay, like what movie were you enraged
That was Blade
at?
3.
Blade 3. No, what you were talking about something, and then you remembered you were talking about how she was in Blade 3.
I forget how it came up into conversation about Jessica Biel.
Hey, Alexia.
Oh, because I think we were talking. Were we talking about girl heroes?
Yes. We were talking about female heroines in movies.
Female heroes, and the first thing that came to mind when we were talking about Jessica Biel, and somebody mentioned Jessica Biel in Blade 3, and I'm like, what? That skinny little bitch with the bow and arrow?
And they fell apart. She's now married to Justin Timberlake. And if you think about like all of these, like Justin goes to a lot of events by himself because she's like, I'm just gonna sit home in my pajamas. That's what I want to do. And I'm like, get up and support your man.
That's what I want to do.
But I'm out here like, give me the dress. I need my glam squad. What time are we leaving the house? No, I need that color shoes to go with it. And this pocketbook. Like, what is tea? Like, that is me. You give me. I mean, ain't no lie, flocking with a bow and arrow. She is. Oh no, I do have. Oh, I can do that right now. I did do my natal chart. Give me a second.
Sounds dirty.
It's astrology, boo.
No, you said your naval chart.
Natal.
Oh, so like babies?
Like
that's prenatal. Sorry, never mind.
So I am an Aries sun, a Cancer moon, and a Sagittarius rising, I think. Hold on.
I feel like that graphic with the equations going around your face.
So I have Sagittarius in my first house, Aquarius in my second house, Aries in my third and fourth house, because the Aries is my sun sign.
I got 4 houses and we stuck in this pitiful apartment.
I'm a Cancer moon, and Cancer's in my 7th house. There's a lot of Libra in my chart. There's a lot of Libra in my chart. So there's Mars in my 12th house. Yeah. So that's the funny thing. I'm always ready to go do something.
Yeah.
Especially if I was famous, I'm going to every event unless I just really cannot
pull my... You want to go to karaoke? Yeah.
Like, unless I cannot physically pull myself out of bed, or I've just been out too much, I'm
Or
like,
trying to save money.
or if I'm trying to save money, I'm like, let me get my outfit together. We're going out. We're leaving the house at 8. I'm gonna start getting ready at 5 o'clock, 5:30. I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna myself a facial. I'm getting the clothes right, like
What is it? Nails, hair, hips, heels,
basically
makeup that gives people feels. I don't know what words are.
not makeup. Somebody send that to Todrick Hall. But yeah, like I'm always up to go out. I'm an extrovert. I love being around people. That's why this quarantine has been hard on me. But Chris is very much like, he loves being home. He's very family oriented. Like that's why he has a house in Boston, because he wants to settle down there. I will never move to Boston. I fought too hard to get off the East Coast. Maybe we can do something where we do, before we have kids, we do like a 6-month split. Do you have any idea how we would both slay if I was famous enough and had the money to go to the Met Gala, I'm putting that out in the universe, damn it. One of these years, before I shuffle off this mortal coil, I will be invited, because you have to be invited to the Met Gala. No, until you get the invite.
All
That's why, like last year with, I was about to say Billy Idol. That wasn't him.
Billy Elliot?
No.
Billy and Mandy?
Billy
Green.
Billy Porter. Because the theme was camp.
Okay, so then we could dress up like we're going camping. I will dress up like a Holiday Inn concierge, because that's my kind of camping.
That's not the kind of camp they meant.
Like
Over the top.
Nathan Lane camp?
Yes, that was the theme.
Oh, why you don't say over the top, stupid?
I mean, he's right. I should have been more specific. But, you know. So I think Scott Evans was doing a cameo. And Stasia, hi, baby. Stasia, one of the most beautiful women I know. But Scott was doing a cameo, and he was talking about how he and Chris are obsessed with the song Savage by Megan Thee Stallion. And I was like, I need video of Chris and Scott Evans busting it down to Megan Thee Stallion. I need that in my life. I need to see it. And somebody saw me
in these streets?
No. Somebody saw my tweet to somebody else about it, and she was like, is there video? And I went back, wait. I was like, now I love me some. Actually, I already have a name for the man, and I don't even know him. In my head, I call him Scooter. Scooter. Anyway, I think he'd think that's cute. Anyway, Scootums, who knows? Moving on. I'm just putting all my business out there. Somebody's gonna send this video to them, be like, look.
Scootums, hashtag Scootums, and send it to him.
Don't you dare.
Like, hashtag Scootums. Okay. And then probably follow it by 2 snaps and a yas. I don't know.
2 snaps and a yas. Oh, did I see Kim Kardashian's badly photoshopped snake print hair? Where you could see the hand coming through the other side? Yeah, I saw that. But, you know, she said Scott was the superior Evans. I was like, what makes you say that? She was like, he's like Chris without all the pretense or pretentiousness. I was like, Scott, Chris isn't pretentious.
No, he's just got social anxiety.
That's exactly what I said. It's like, he has anxiety. She was like, how does somebody with anxiety become an actor? Like,
because I think it's the difference there is that, you know, social anxiety, you are you dealing with people directly, and sometimes that can be a bit strenuous for somebody with social anxiety.
It can be overwhelming.
As an actor, you get to hide behind this, you know, this wall, this facade. You're playing a character that isn't you.
Exactly.
There was, if I may.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm a Henson fan. I love The Muppet Show. And on The Muppet Show was featured an actor who was explained how I guess, because of his social anxiety that he always had difficulty talking or interacting with people on the regular. That's why he loved character acting and doing impressions, because he never had to worry about the awkwardness side of the films. And on The Muppet Show, they kind of touched on that, where Kermit was with him in this dressing room and he was preparing for a number. And if you want, look up Peter Sellers and Kermit the Frog. It's a funny scene. And in the interview, or that scene, Kermit says, well, behind stage, you feel free to be yourself. And as a joke, he says, well, that's entirely impossible, my dear Kermit. I cannot be me. I could never be myself. And he says, why not? He says, there is no me. I do not exist. So I think for Evans, that's probably the same thing. I just
love that you called him Evans. That's what Robert Downey Jr. calls him. Because there were so many Chris's on set, they just started calling each other. Like Chris Hemsworth was just Hemsworth.
Right.
Evans was just Evans. Like if you watch Adam Driver, it has massive social anxiety. Yeah. Like I remember going to see a show. I think it was Burn This. That's the name of the show that he was in on Broadway. And like we stage doored, and with me, this is again Angel, and like they had people coming out. Like when Adam comes out, do not ask for pictures. He'll sign your playbills and that's it. It's because of his anxiety. So I get it. Like, don't take pictures. Don't ask for pictures. He will sign your playbills and that's it. But yeah, like, and there's a video on YouTube. Actually, it's on my, in my liked videos where Chris talks about his anxiety and how it affects him. And he's like, yeah, when he's, and this is how I explained it to the girl in my DMs. When he is a character, he's not himself. And that actually helps focus his brain and quiet it because he's focusing on the task at hand. So much time and joy doing my makeup because it's a walking meditation. When I first started doing my makeup, I realized that my brain was focused and it was calm. Those doing my makeup and doing my skincare were the only times during the day where I was not depressed. I didn't have that fog of depression over me because my mind was focused on making sure I drew this line straight enough, making sure I put just the right amount of foundation on my face, making sure it got everywhere where it needed to be. That 20, 30 minutes really just helped me and it got my mind right for the day. So she was like, no, I get it. So I never thought I would have to defend Chris Evans, but so someone just came out with a book where they talk about Peter Sellers and basically touch on the fact that Peter was a very emotionally troubled person. So that's not surprising.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So
hilarious.
Yeah. And most comedic geniuses, Robin Williams, most geniuses, Jim Carrey, are tortured souls. So
I am a tortured soul. My heart beats with the wild animosity that my soul just cannot contain. I'm a wild animal.
Platypoo. It was filled with platypoo. But that's the thing. And I actually didn't realize because of the depression. I was like, oh, Roy of Siegfried and Roy died of COVID. Ooh, I didn't know that. Oh dear. That's sad. Well, didn't Siegfried almost get eaten by one of his tigers? So wow, that's sad. Yeah, creativity is incredibly therapeutic. Yeah. That's why I'm glad that my video about Trisha Paytas blew up and it gave me a platform. It gave me the motivation to continue to create these videos and to share with you guys.
Oh, Twitter Paytas?
Because, me as an extrovert would be going absolutely out of my mind. So
I wouldn't know what to do with a mouse if I caught it. Sometimes I just do things.
And then I have this one. I'm the only one that works from home all day. So I get him for a couple hours during the week but I have you all day tomorrow. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that to you. I do have a new hobby though. AJ's birthday was a couple weeks ago. So I got him, her. But last night was, I don't know what happened. I didn't have any substances in my system. I was just irate because this one decided to do a bunch of unnecessary things.
I was playing Super Mario Odyssey, and it took me to this icicle world or something where it was inhabited by a village of like rotund seals.
They looked like baby seals.
They were not baby seals.
They looked like baby seals.
They had beards and mustaches, and they were wearing parkas. Babies do not wear parkas. They wear Pampers. What?
Oh, thank you for the article, Natalia, about Jeremy Renner. For drug allegation. Ooh, I'm gonna have to read this. Ooh, shit. Anyway, because
She got mad at me because I hit the seals with my hat.
Because it was unnecessary.
It was
You
totally.
just
I thought we were just talking about therapeutic stuff.
Just out here whacking stuff. Just
Woo-hoo!
like if they were enemies that were supposed to be thwacked, then yes. But these were just plump little snow people
that could not give me proper direction on what to do in the story, and therefore hat thwack.
So violent. I'm the violent one. These baby seals sound like I can relate to them. Small, hairy, and plump. Stasia. I'm done with you.
Girl.
But I was just like, so he kept doing it, and I was just like, ah! But the thing is, like, yeah, like I'm watching him play any type of race. Like we have Mario Kart, and he's trying to.
I finally did it. I beat all the 150cc cups.
Oh, right before you came out here?
Yep.
Finally.
That's why I came out here. Because I wanted to walk away victorious.
But I'm sitting here like I'm in it with him. I'm like, ah! It's so much fun for me. We've also been watching you play Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
that one takes so much out of him. But I'm just sitting here just like, and there was the first world, which was the Great Plateau, and he just could not figure out how to get to this one section that he needed to get to because it's cold and
just like pants and a t-shirt. You need to figure out how you were going to keep yourself warm to go to this damn temple.
No, the old man. This one decided to, when he was playing, before we even got to that point, he decided that he was not going to put on a shirt. And in game, the character, in game, the character was like, "Aren't you cold?"
Maybe you should put a shirt on. Aren't you cold?
Exactly. So he put
it's my adventure. I want to wear what I want to wear.
It's too much. Oh, it's too much. I thought that was hilarious. So I'm sitting here like, as he's moving around, I was like, he keeps picking up like food items, and there was one ingredients, and there was one point where the old man, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, any gamers I might have in here. He's like, "Oh, there's a recipe book over there." And I keep thinking, I think you're going to have to cook something at some point. I think you're going to have to cook something. And he's like, "I'm not cooking.
I am not giving into that." Just like Kingdom Hearts 3, when it tried to make you cook stuff. And I'm like, I picked this game for the adventure, you know, and the good versus evil, and just Keyblade is swinging.
Not to be Gordon Ramsay.
Thank you. I am not Ratatouille. I am Sora, here to save the day from darkness. Yes, you may have another cookie if you so desire.
Thank you.
And so, because I love you. And so, here I am in Zelda Breath of the Wild, not wanting to get suckered into this stupid cooking feature. And then after dying quite a few times, she Googled.
No, you Googled.
Did she? I thought you Googled.
No, you Googled it because
one of us did a Google.
Which he refused to Google for a long time. He wanted to figure it out on his own.
Oh, yes, that's right. I started looking into clothing, which does exist. Or cook anything with the red spicy peppers, and the food item will have a timer on it for how long it will last on you. Or you can use a torch that has the fire on it lit. And so I'm like, okay.
So he tried the torch first.
And it was great. up until I got to a hill I had to climb.
I did take the cookie.
And then I had to put the torch away so I could climb, because you need 2 hands to climb. And then as soon as I got to the top of the hill, torch popped back out, no fire.
And then he started freezing. So
Bitter
it's like,
cold death.
so like, I'm gonna have to cook.
And so I did.
And then he passed the level.
And I passed the level. And I finally met up with the old man at the top of the coldest peak, and then received the sweater that resists the damn cold. After the temples.
Had you just listened.
Bite your hand.
See, life would be so much easier for some people if they just listened to Tay Desiree. That's all I'm saying.
I say the same thing about certain people sometimes.
He's not here. Well, that's the ice machine.
Okay.
I was like, what does that noise? Ladies and gentlemen.
I like that.
I wish I could claim it as my own.
Pancakes. What are you doing?
Yes, I was right, Gretchen. I was right. And he refused. It's okay, though. I let it slide.
But I did the cooking, and I got there.
Okay, we're going to just throw whatever you want at me. Ask me questions. What's going on in your life?
Throw anything at her.
Gretchen said, don't fight it. Ow. I'm just saying, I don't even play the game, and sometimes I make suggestions that make sense. I don't do that to you in Mario Kart.
That's because Mario Kart drives us both nuts.
It does. I've done it. Well, did I do it in Odyssey? I don't think I've done it in Odyssey. Oh, Gretchen has a nail appointment tomorrow. Oh, that's right, because you're in Texas, and
They opened up businesses again?
yeah, but she has to wear masks, and I think, are they going to be in like full PPE gear?
Reopening restaurants, I imagine, is going to be problematic because people still have their masks on their face.
I'm not going anywhere. Like, the most I'll do is work, and that might only be for a couple of days a week. I'm not, because you have to wear masks at work, and I'm like, I really don't know how I'm going to be able to handle wearing a mask for 9 hours a day. So can I just work from home until we get a vaccine? Some. But that means I don't get to see the new Office Pretty anymore. I haven't seen him in 2 months. But oh well. He's married. Moving on. I know I can't wait. Oh, you can't wait inside. So they're only letting in like a certain number of, they have to. They're only letting in a certain number of clients. That line is going to be wrapped around the block. Brian's here.
Brian's late.
Brian's really late. I even made it an hour later so you could come through.
Mm-hmm.
It gets hot here. Yeah.
Well, I imagine that they're not going to be any company or business like that with nails or hair or what have you. Probably won't take walk-ins. They'll probably do appointments.
Yeah, that's what Gretchen's saying. She's like, only a certain number by appointment.
Yeah. To avoid people waiting out or just walking in.
Yeah, that's scary. I'm not ready. And I saw an article. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for all of that yet. I just got acclimated. So time difference doesn't matter. I put what time it is in my posts. You need to pay attention. I've been getting asked to book appointments this entire quarantine. Yeah. Stasia paints faces. She's an artiste.
Ooh, artist is fun.
As I told you, Stasia is the one that knows Brad. Lee Martin.
Wait, is this the friend that was supposed to visit us and I was going to make cookies?
Yeah, but she had
Stasia.
She had personal things to
handle. You had personal things that you had to handle. I remember this. I remember this when we first moved here, and Tay's like, I made a new friend, and she knows Bradley Martin, and she is in California, and she's going to come by and visit us and chill sometime. And I'm like, that's awesome. I can make cookies.
AJ loves to bake. I'm mad that he and his new crew. Who are these dudes that he's hanging out with now? I'm like, Brad is about to be 31, and all of these folks look like they're 23 and below. Like
called Bim Bros.
Bim Bros. Hashtag Bim Bros. The next video he posts, that's gonna be my
because I've heard the term himbos before, but I think I like
Bim Bros. Yes. Yep. They are they. He's in Texas. Like, he was in Fort Worth and he was in Dallas. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in Texas right now? He's like, yeah. And I saw his video where he was like, yo, if you get the opportunity, take it. Stay your ass at home, Brad. What are you doing? What are you doing? For content, we're going to take a road trip during a pandemic? I'm sorry. I act like I know Brad. Stasia does. She's hung out with him. His number is in her phone. But
Brian likes Bim Bros.
Bim Bros. That's, hashtag Bim Bros.
Yeah, let's make this one viral.
The next video he posts, that's what I'm gonna say. Brad, you and your Bim Bros need to get back in Cali. They look like they're in, like.
I'm rather proud of that one.
I'm just like, the hell, like. Apparently, like, did he break up with his girl and be like, I need to hang out with dudes younger than me? Train them up in my ways that have nothing to do with like, what are you doing? Gretchen. My goal, though, and I think I've said it in a live stream, my goal, though, is once outside is open again, I do plan to go back to his gym and finally meet that man face to face, because I no longer fear. I don't think I'm going to shit myself when I meet him, because now I'm just annoyed. I just want to look him in his face and be like, sir.
Show up there with cupcakes at his gym.
Don't you dare.
It's like, y'all are working out so hard. You know what? Carbs.
Yeah, it has to be to grab the younger demographic, because, like, wasn't he cool with Logan Paul for a minute? And I'm like, these dudes are a decade younger than you, my dude.
What are you doing?
Like, you grow. Cupcakes and a low plunging neckline.
I don't have a gym body.
No, I am.
Oh, you met her with the plunging neck.
I'm not going to attempt to seduce Bradley Martin the first meeting.
Window.
I can't even go on. Not boob window.
Boob window. Like the tetas in my mind.
He said, I don't have a plunging neckline. No, you meant to. Oh God. Like now I feel like you'd love AJ is a laugh a minute. Like, that's why I keep him around. Besides the fact that he's like the best dude in my life, because my brother lost that title.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, he's my favorite man on the planet right here. Until Chris becomes my husband. Anyway. No.
I will be replaced.
No, you will not.
I will be demoted to the kitchen guy.
Yes, because AJ, no matter what happens, AJ wants to live in my basement.
I don't want to. It's the only place he can afford.
He's a big sissy. Listen, I was nervous. Listen, I'm the woman who told, and if I do a storytime video about this, I probably should. I am the woman who looked Zachary Quinto in the eye and told him he smelled like heaven.
Is it Quinto or Quinto?
It's Quinto.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought he was Latino.
No.
He's not.
He's a white boy.
Oh, that's why it's pronounced Quinto.
But like, so would he be more intimidated by me, or what's T? Like,
he might be scared about getting hit on by me.
Yes, I want you to do my face. Oh my God.
Did she see where I did your face?
I think I told her about that video, yeah. But like, I don't know, like okay, maybe I'll do a story time about my failed attempt to go to Zoo Culture. He's the type to turn red when you tell him he's cute. Oh, no. Don't tell him.
I'm going to have so much fun with that. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
So for those of you who don't know,
Like, which do you prefer, tomato or tomato? Because when you were called cute, I heard you turn red. There it is. Tomato.
so what had happened was, I think this was November of 2018, Dad's gym. And we drove up and got out of the car, but I could not bring myself to go in. I was such a chick. I could not. Brad wasn't even there that day, but
I wish he was, because I would have loved to have played the scenario where Tay is standing outside the gym by the car in the parking lot,
just sitting here
and
like,
all she sees is me coming out like this.
And like I said, my butthole would have opened up and I would have shit myself
she
right
would have
there.
flooded the parking
I'd have been
lot.
like, I would have sounded like a blithering idiot.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't have been able to form a coherent sentence. Tay Del Val now would be like, what is really good? I want to talk to you about this foolishness that I'm seeing. No, I wouldn't do that. I would tell him how pretty he is.
And then talk to him about his foolishness.
No, I wouldn't talk to him. Like, I would actually talk to him about how astounded I am that he managed to keep an entire relationship off social media for 7 years. And I have a video on my channel about how Brad helped me through my mother's passing, which I know he hasn't seen, but
you should open up with that one.
I do want to tell him that. Why was I? And that's what I feel like. I just want my number in his phone, Stasia. Like, I feel like I don't care if like I'm that girl he bitches about other girls too, where he's just like, Tay, come to the house. I need somebody to talk to. Like, I'm 7 years older than him. So I don't know. I don't think anything would really happen because I'm an old woman. But what?
You are not an old woman.
I'm 7 years older than him? Yeah,
so
that's a lot.
I'm 8 years older than my man. And so, Beth.
It's different with...
It's not that different. No. Is she old? Does this look like the image of someone who is old?
Put that in the universe. Oh, put it in the universe that I want my number in Brad's phone just to be the girl, like, even if I'm just the girl that he bitches about other girls too.
See, there you go. Black don't crack. It's because of all that melatonin.
Melanin.
Oh, what?
Okay, honestly, yeah, I'm gonna put that out there. I'm just telling all my business. If Brad was like, hop on this and be like, but you know, we'll see.
Gonna take a ride on a disco stick.
Let's play a love game. Play a love game. Do you want love? Are you for fame? Are you in the game? Done a love game.
I scared the dog.
That's my favorite part of the video right there. Oh my god. I want to take a clip of that. I want to take a clip of that and like I wish I could use that as a teaser trailer or something. Oh god. Yeah, okay, so I will put that out in the universe. Be like, Bradley Martin will be my friend. I'm not expecting to create. I would probably be one of the darkest people.
Pancakes.
I'd probably because I don't see him hanging out with a lot of people who look like me. So that would probably be interesting if people were like, "Who is this on his channel?" Like, hi, what's good? But like, I'm gonna put that out in my universe. By the end of 2020. My number will be in his. We will have his number will be in my phone. My number will be in his phone, and we will be cool. We'll be cool. He'll call me for advice. Be like, Tay, I just need something. I need a woman's advice about this here.
It's like, look, I saw your latest video and the comments that you made. Now I need you to do more leg days and have a seat.
No, Brad's got a nice ass though.
It's okay.
No, he's
better than Chris Evans.
He's got listen. What you're not gonna do is disrespect my man's.
Look, they may have called it America's ass in the movie, but it's just Boston.
You
They're not known for their plump booties. They're known for their red
But
socks.
Brad, like, Brad has an entire video about, like, he makes videos about leg day.
Since I'm living dangerous.
Yeah, he is. No, like, Brad's got a great ass. I like his ass. Please never let him see this video. Oh my god.
No, he has to see it. Hashtag Bimbros.
Stassi gonna send this link to him in his text. Like, I need you to watch this. Start at the 1 hour mark and keep going. God.
Ride the muscles.
Just so much. I'm not ready to go yet. We're gonna keep going until I feel like I'm done.
You're not done?
I'm not done. But that love game just put me over. Really? And the thing is, like, I couldn't even go to his house because now he lives with the people he creates content with, which I don't feel like is gonna end well because everybody that lives in like Team 10, the Hype House, all of those people end up hating each other. So I feel like at some point we're gonna get the "Why I No Longer Live with These People" video. Just saying.
They all got died.
And I'm gonna get that call. Like, I just need somebody to talk to.
That poor dog. No,
she's fine.
the dog is fine.
Pancakes she's a resilient thing. Actually, oh no, his overtime was canceled. So I was kind of looking for it because
But he's still not here yet. So
listen, he's probably actually making a lot of progress. We've stopped her from doing a lot of the barking and a lot of going after people. Well, I've stopped her because I'm the alpha now.
I'm the captain now.
I'm saying when I marry Chris Evans, after we jump the broom, that's exactly what I'm gonna like. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Kiss it.
You know what the most awesome part of that wedding would be, though? The fact that because you would be my man of honor and Scott would be Chris's best man, and you two would have to walk down the aisle together.
Oh, we choreograph it.
Exactly. She's a sweetheart, Natalia.
You're not demanding.
Shut up. A beach wedding? I would love to get married on the beach.
Look at this beautiful beach.
There's a beautiful
There she is right there.
I would love to get married on the beach. Scott and AJ should do that.
I don't have the arm strength.
Yeah, you do the lift like you do it.
Look at these arms. They lift donuts, not Evans's.
But I feel like I would
This is Dorito work.
I would have to have two ceremonies though, because Chris's family is Italian Irish, so of course they'd want to have like a big church wedding. I want my Addams family themed wedding. So
He's never lifted an AJ before.
This is true.
He'd have more luck lifting a car.
So we will see. No, yeah. Thank you, Stassi. I'm putting that out in the universe.
Pancakes!
By New Year's Eve of 2020, Bradley Martin will be my friend.
Okay.
And at some point, if outside opens up before the end of 2020, I'm gonna go back to Zoo Culture and be like,
Pancakes!
hey, I have no idea how I'm gonna get that's not up to me. That's up to the universe. I manifested my dream job. I met one of my favorite gay porn stars. I can manifest being friends with Bradley Martin. I just want to have I could just imagine like sitting in his house and talking to him and the only friend of his I really like is Mike, aka Dom Mazzetti. Like, I love that dude. I would love to sit down and have beers with both of them.
Is that the one that ate his chips?
Yeah. Oh, that is my favorite of all of the clips that he's done with Mike, the Bros Versus videos. It's like, is it weird that I like Dom? Girl, you and I have so much alike, and that's why we keep fucking with each other, okay? I was like, can you just legally change your name? Because his name is Mike Torabini, but his character's name is Dom Mazzetti. It's like, can you just legally change your name? Because
Mike Mazzetti.
And the funny thing is
Eminem.
the funny thing is Mike is from New York.
Is he now?
Yeah, he lives out here now, but he was in New York when we were in New York.
Oh,
So-
he followed us.
Wait, let's get back to your favorite gay porn star. Okay, so I think I need to make this a story time as well.
I need to go to the bathroom.
So I
Unrelated.
was in a time where I was like, I just want to go do things. I think this was like a few months after I broke up with one of my friends, one of my boyfriends, and he's still my friend now. I talk about him a lot on Twitter. And it was a beautiful event. You know, there's going to be porn stars. There's going to be a lot of gay icons, and you can get tested for HIV. So just come on down. I was like, sure. So I made myself pretty, and I was there. I met Jiggly Caliente. I met not Susan Sarandon. What's her name? Sandra Bernhardt. And I got my picture taken, and it was amazing. Huh? Yes, Jack McEnroe. I love him. And then in walks in Adam Killian, who is my favorite gay porn star. This man was he was so beautiful in real life. And so my friend Tony was like, do you want to meet him? I'm like, of course. He's like, come take a picture. So as I'm standing there hugging him and having our picture taken, it was like paparazzi. And you know, I loved that. I looked at him and said, I was like, yeah, women watch gay porn. And he was so tickled by that. He's just like, he didn't fathom that anybody but other men were getting their jollies to him. So I was like, yeah. And I mean, it makes sense because you have like the men in straight adult films, the emphasis and the attention should not be on them because those are made for straight men. And the emphasis is always placed on the woman in straight adult films. Who, Adam Killian? He about to be 45? Not that I care. But, oh, okay. AJ met him too. AJ actually met him before me.
He looks so salt and pepper, silver daddy now.
Like, I really want to. I miss going to Fire Island because he loves Fire Island because he lives in New York. Duh. But I was like, I would love to run into him on Fire Island. But Fire Island has topless beaches or a clothing optional beaches, and I've been known to partake in the optional. So I don't know how you feel about that. Anyway, but at the end, when he had enough of the party, he decided to he came up to me and was like, mwah, just planted one on me. He was like, okay, sweetheart, we're getting ready to go. And I was like, oh, are you guys leaving? And he was just like, yeah, hubby's getting hungry, but I'll see you later. And I was literally like, wait, see me later. Like, are we going to hang out again? What's going on? And he kissed my cheek and then he left because I happened to be at the right place at the right time. And again, I manifested my dream job. I could fully believe that I can manifest making Brad my friend and getting a Skype call from Chris Evans because of my new series where I watch his non-Marvel movies. Woo! Oh my. Yeah, we went, I think the first time we went was 2016, AJ and we went twice. I had so much fun. That's one of the reasons it hurts out here because I have a huge lack of gay in my life. And it's not. Did you watch? I have not. Or Infinity War Captain America with the long hair and the beard. Like, that's what I need. Those are the only two looks he gets. No short hair, clean shaven. No, I mean, he does look amazing in Defending Jacob with the look, but I'm like, buzz cut and beard or long hair and beard, like in Red Sea Diving Resort. Okay, that's what I want. That's all I'm saying. Those are the only two looks he gets, and they're non-negotiable. Can you imagine me saying that to him? I was like, babe, I love you, but that's all you get. Just those two. Pick one. He does. He actually said that he looks exactly like his dad. He was just like, whew. and he looks like he'd be that's girl, you're not alone because I'm over here like he looks like he'd be a really good father. Come put some babies in me, Chris.
Looking like a good father and wanting to call him daddy are two different things.
I couldn't call Chris daddy. He's only a year older than me. Oh, God. I'm just saying, the middle-class Caucasian vibes that I get from defending Jacob, I can't wait till all of the episodes drop and then I can watch it and give my... I almost want to read the book that the show is based on because I know people are... the articles I read have said that it's going to be... There are going to be differences in the book. There's going to be differences from the book. So I almost want to read the book too before I watch the show. But I don't know. We'll see. Books are always better. Yeah. Like I read a brief synopsis of the book, so I know what's going to happen. But I would just want to see what would be. I hope they don't change the ending. Because the ending in the book, because I skipped ahead, the ending in the book is really compelling. And so I'm wondering if they're going to show. Yeah. Woo, you're gonna sit on her face.
She took my spot.
So she wanted to be your auntie. But yeah, so I definitely I don't know. Because like I said, if I do a movie a week, there are 23 or 24 movies. And then Defending Jacob is like 8 mini movies because they're hour-long episodes. So there's like 8 right there. So I feel like I'd have to do like the first half of the show in one video and the second half of the show in another video. So, oh, who knows? Who knows? Girl, that age ain't what make him dead. You know what, Stassi? You know what? There's a theory that I have because Chris is an introvert. I bet you anything he a freak. Because it's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones. So please let me find out one day, universe. Just anyway. Everybody, yes, y'all. I bet you he a freak. I bet you he and his brother have had conversations. Because they are best friends.
Married to one?
For his anxiety.
Ganja girl?
So I bet you, and they both do, because Chris, before it was legalized in California, Scott got busted for having weed. Ooh. So, yeah, Natalia, we've had that conversation about John Mayer. Woo. So I feel like Chris is a high-key freak, and that's why like women keep leaving him. And they're like, I can't. He's been with a lot of these vanilla girls. That's why he needs Tay Desiree. He won't know what to do with all this though. He'll be like, wait. Ooh, there's too much. I can't let her go. She got that good. Anyway, oh my God, I'm tooting my own horn. Y'all don't care. It's all, yeah, I feel like he's high-key a freak. Gorilla grip. You know what, Stasia? When this is all over, you and I are hanging out for like an entire weekend. We need to. It has to happen. I decree it.
That's what he looks like now.
Well, I follow him on Instagram, so yeah.
That is his Instagram.
I love him. I miss him. Speaking of going back to favorite gay porn star.
That's Adam Killian.
Yeah, I love him.
He's so pretty. Let me see if I
don't even think he definitely wouldn't remember me. If I was like, hey, you remember that HIV equal party? It was back in like 2012, 2013. No, it's 2014. And just be like, yeah, I told you I've seen almost all your scenes. Yeah, it was me. I know I'm quite unforgettable, but I don't think I'm so unforgettable
in every way
that he would forget that
lips.
I have his, you know what? Oh, Brian, you better slide into these DMs.
Brian has what now?
He said he has his you know what. You have a thong? He gave you some slide into my DMs.
He gave you a birthmark?
He was friends with a friend of a friend who was the ones I watch.
I became an acquaintance of one, Chris Stone.
Oh, that's
a while
right.
back.
I would just love to. I just want more friends.
Because the ones that she has is not enough.
I just wanted to be
so
friends
much
with
America, but for 10 cents a day.
I was like, I just want to be friends with more. I'm interested in being friends with interesting people. Oh, he's a sweetheart. He's such a sweetheart. I mean, again, he kissed me, so I'm like, I know you don't remember, but hi. I think that's probably the worst thing to say to somebody who's high profile. Like, do you remember me? Obviously not.
No.
So,
Although, after appearing on her show with my grandmother, I later saw Rosie O'Donnell with her kids at a Toys R Us, and she not only recognized me, but then asked me how my grandmother was doing.
well, that's
So you never
different.
know.
That's different from you running up to her and being like, "Oh my God, do you remember me?" That was her like, "Hey, it's you." Like if I saw him just like walking around, he'd be like, hey, and he was like, "Hey, I remember you," but that's different for me. Be like, ah. Anyway, woo.
What?
An hour and 48.
And we have to edit this?
No, it's a live stream. I don't have to edit it at all. I
Oh.
just put it up. But it's almost midnight over there on the East Coast, but it's Friday.
Yeah, so everybody's ready to put on their dress shoes, their best top, their makeup, get their hair did, and sit in front of the television.
Oh God. But yeah, so now I have to write down some stuff to manifest by the end of 20. Oh,
What?
Brian.
I have his. Oh, you mean amongst the cosplay and the pop figures in your house?
He's got
A
those
different
special
kind
toys.
of toy.
I knew Brian was a freak. Anyway,
Day one.
yeah. No, we're gonna tell you a little tea about Brian. We met him through a group we used to work with, and we both thought he was incredibly pretty. This one especially.
Oh, I had a huge crush on Brian.
I mean, I knew I had no chance. 'Cause
Granted,
I'm a chick.
I thought he was an angel, but then he also cosplayed Angemon. So, hi, bro.
So that's the tea on that. It was an accidental. How do you accidentally? You know what? You lie. How do you
An accidental purchase of a sex toy.
accident? He had no idea. You know, I don't believe you at all. Not at all. Accidental. How do you get all the way home and go? Oh!
It's like an accidental blowjob. You just tripped on a penis.
You demonetized the stream.
Oh, did I?
No.
There you
Oh,
go.
drunk nights.
Way to fucking go.
That just reminds me of Goodfellas. Good game. Good fucking game. Drunk nights in New York City. I miss those. But yeah, so I've kept you guys on the stream for about 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So we gonna call it a night. Yeah. I do them every week, and it seems like 7 p.m. was the golden time. So we might try to keep these at 7 instead of 6 from moving forward.
7 our time.
7 our time, 10 p.m., 9 a.m., like 9 p.m. Central
You were gonna say
time.
9 a.m.
I love having streams where I actually, yes, let's plan a makeup date soon, Stasia. Do you still have my number? If not, hit me up on IG and I'll give it to you again. But yeah, I love actually having stuff to talk about instead of just going on like, guys, ask me questions. So I will try to have topics to discuss in further live streams. So until next week.
And we'll try not to demonize the video.
Take care, my loves. Bye.